As winter hopefully soon transitions to spring, time to catch up with Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Dave Roach, here atop the Rose Hill Gym. Dave, as always, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
No, thank you, Andrew. It's great to be here, and things have gone by so quick this year. It's amazing that we're doing this again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to catch up, and obviously we're in the middle of basketball season, inching towards the spring sports too. But let's go back a few weeks into the fall. A lot of things happen in and around campus, but to me the most exciting thing was men's soccer knocking on the door of the Final Four.
No, it was a great fall, and obviously the highlight was the run that men's soccer made the NCAA tournament. As you know, we had never won an NCAA game, and we hosted St. Francis of Brooklyn here on a Thursday night and won in overtime, and our students stormed the field, and security wasn't that happy, but I thought it was great, but I didn't tell anybody that. And that kind of got us going, and kind of got a little bit of maybe the nerves out, if we had any nerves, being in the tournament, and went down and played the University of Virginia and defeated the Cavaliers 1-0, which you had to kind of be there to kind of see how shocked they were that we came down there and defeated them. And then the next week we went to Duke, another great game, and ended up defeating the Blue Devils in shootout, penalty kicks in the 10th round. And then went to the University of North Carolina and played them, and lost a tough game 2-1, but it was just a great run, a magical run, great group of guys, and I think it kind of epitomized that when people really want to accomplish something, there really are no limits.
And not that there wasn't success before, but when you have the new level of success like that on the national stage, what does that do kind of big picture for the team and the overall athletic department?
Well, I think it's great for the institution, it's great for the department, but it's really great for the guys on the team and Coach McElderry and the whole group. And it helps in recruiting, helps in everything, gives us a lot of notoriety, and we finished in the top 10 for the first time in our history. So it was just a lot of fun, and can't say enough about the group of guys and how much fun it was for all of us to be able to be part of it and witness it.
What else stands out from the fall in your mind?
Well, I mean, as everybody knows, Andrew Briner decided to follow Joe Moorhead to Mississippi State, and hats off to Joe Moorhead. Obviously did a great job here coaching football, was 38-13, went to Penn State for 2 years, and now he's making a lot of money as the head coach of Mississippi State in the SEC.
Long way from the Bronx.
Well, I think we're going to go down and visit him and make sure that we get a gift for the football office. So Andrew decided to go with Joe. It was not a real big surprise. They had been together for 7 years. So on December 5th, we started a national search for a football coach. And 17 days later, we announced Joe Conlon as our new head coach. Reviewed about 102 resumes and credentials, interviewed 10 people at the LaGuardia Marriott, and then brought some people to campus and made the decision on December 22nd that Coach Conlon would be the guy. And impressive guy. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think our team is really going to respond to Coach Conlon's personality and the staff and everything. So we're looking forward to football starting in the fall.
Now that he's been on campus, National Signing Day has passed, what kind of stands out about Coach so far in your mind?
I think that when I talk to everybody who I kind of trust in the business, whether athletic directors or football coaches, they said, tough player, tough coach, but the kids are going to love him. And one of my pet phrases is, you could get student athletes to do tremendous things if they know you really care about them. And you can push them to their full potential athletically and academically, and really surprise themselves when they know you really care about them. So kind of the consensus on Coach Collin was tough player, tough coach, but the kids love him. So that's what we're looking forward to.
You mentioned academics a second ago. Everybody obviously loves success on the field, but in the classroom it continues across the board for the department. The Breakfast of Champions are coming up soon. You know, from your position, when you see all those great GPAs and the classroom success, what goes through your mind?
Well, we had a great fall, the best one in 20 years academically. Our overall GPA for all student athletes in the fall was 3.3. General population is 3.2. We had 413 student athletes with over a 3.0 out of about 535 or whatever the number is. And our Breakfast for Champions will be in February, and we honor everybody that has over a 3.0 overall GPA. And we're going to have 79.1% of our student athletes at that breakfast, up from 68% last year. So we're really proud of what they've done in the fall, and every team was over 3.0 as a group, so that's really something special.
We're standing here a couple hours before Fordham basketball takes on St. Joseph's. A couple of nice wins recently for Jeff Neubauer's team. Where's the progress? What do you see from year 3 so far under coach?
Well, I mean, it's, probably a little bit disappointed in kind of the record, but when you lose 4 people early to season-ending injuries and then you lose 2 more later, it becomes tough. But I thought the last game at Duquesne was a great example of a small group of guys kind of really saying, we're not going to let injuries or other things bother us, and we're going to play real hard and doing a great job. So great win over UMass and then George Mason and then this past Saturday at Duquesne. And to beat Duquesne by 23 after they had beaten us by 23 in the Roseville Gym was great to see. And I think that, you got to get healthy, and we'll see what we could do, because the game plan for Duquesne was special, not necessarily the way Jeff likes to play, but a game plan that he felt you had to do to be able to knock off Duquesne. And the guys really, they did it, followed it to a T, and it worked out great.
Now, last night here in the gym, the women's team won 20 games for another season under Stephanie Gately. What's the best thing about her program in your mind?
Well, the best thing about the program is I think Stephanie does a great job. One, she's a terrific coach, knows the game, but a great job of getting her student athletes to understand what she wants, to accept their role, and to play as a group. And we're a young team. Other than Jamaris, we start 3 freshmen and a junior, and we've got a great group coming in. So I think 20-win seasons are going to become the norm, and we've got a great shot this year at the A-10 tournament at Richmond. We have 3 games left, and probably the Duquesne game will decide whether we're the 2 seed or the 3 seed. And if you're the 2 seed, you get a first-round bye. If you're the 3 seed, you play at home. Yeah,
and I know she wouldn't talk about it with us before the game last night, but when you think even past the A-10 tournament, resume-wise, you win at Duquesne, you win at Dayton, and then you're kind of sitting in a nice spot for the possibility of at-large. It might not happen. That's just great to be even close to that conversation.
Now, 2 wins on the road there would certainly help our RPI.
Yeah.
But we've played a good schedule, and it's certainly a great group, and they're going to be going to postseason play somewhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the NCAA tournament. That'd be terrific.
Anything else standing out in your mind winter sports-wise now as we get hopefully to spring soon?
Yeah, no, we're finishing up swimming this week in Ohio at the A-10 Championships, and indoor track will finish this Saturday and Sunday at the University of Rhode Island, and I'll go down there on Saturday to be able to watch some of that and everything.
And now it's baseball season, it's softball season there at UCLA tomorrow afternoon. That program on a tremendous run of success in a kind of, not a warm weather state, not a normal kind of softball, baseball locale. How do they do it?
Well, they do it by one, Bridget Orchard is a terrific coach, great recruiter, and I think a great judge of talent. And we also send them every year on 4 or 5 trips to warm weather. So they do a great job of getting in some good competition.
Yeah.
And she's not afraid to play a real tough schedule. So they left today to go to California, and they'll play UCLA, and then they'll go down to Palm Springs and play 5 more games, one of which will be against the Japanese national team. And then I think next week they go to South Florida, and baseball will be down there too. And baseball will leave tomorrow and go to Spartanburg, South Carolina. But fall, winter, spring, they all just kind of run into each other, and you got to take a deep breath every now and then and say, it's great and it's a lot of fun. And what makes it so much fun and worth it for us is the student athletes, because it's all about them, and we want them to have a great experience.
A couple of months ago, you and I were at the basketball tip-off dinner, talked a lot that night about Frank McLaughlin, the McLaughlin family court. What else is on the horizon program for facility development and stuff like that?
Well, our two projects that we're trying to raise money for right now would be the Frank McLaughlin Family Court Project and the Football Office Project. And those are the two things that we would like to complete. And then once we do that, we'd start to move on to the next thing, because in intercollegiate athletics, if you think you have it all and you stand pat, you fall behind. But we've got some ways to go facility-wise. We want to work on that.
Dave, as always, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. No, you're not feeling so well, so get better as soon as possible like everybody else this time of year, and we'll see you again soon.
No, thank you, Andrew, and thanks for the great work you do for us.
It's my pleasure.